All right, I couldn't not talk about this. Pretty fascinating. Uh, and I wanted to include this headline. It's from one of the one of the organs of the Lugenpress. It doesn't really matter who, but it quotes somebody, one of the people observing the picture, this new portrait that's been drawn of the King of England, King Charles III, formerly Prince Charles. It's hard for me not to think of him as Prince Charles, since that's what he's been ever since I've been aware of him, until I guess last year when he was uh, coronated as the new King of England. Anyway, looks like he's bathing in blood. So here we have the unveiling of this portrait. And on the right is the king, of course, and on the left is, I don't know, I mean, people say physiognomy is real. I'm not gonna, I, 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 I don't believe that you can judge someone from how they look, but if you could judge someone from how they look, then this guy looks like one sort of, I don't know, does he look like a trustworthy man? Looks like sort of a shifty customer. But then, I don't know, that's just, my superficial reading. But moreover, this is the portrait. This is the portrait that he painted. The King of England. The Blood Red King. I mean, it's kind of badass, I guess you could, in a way, if you want to look at it like that. Make a great heavy metal cover or something, maybe. Yeah, it's hard not to look at this portrait and just be amazed at how, I mean, it's very startling to look at. Look at his hands. Are those? Is that what his hands look like? I mean, I don't they look sort of inhumanly large there? But that's just a detail. Now, people have. I've seen a lot of things that I don't know what I think about, where people have said, you see all these images of demons and stuff, and I've seen one thing where they do this mirror image, and they mirror the the portrait with its mirror image on the right hand side, and then supposedly in between those two images, there's all sorts of demonic things that can be discerned if you look at it the right way or shine the light on it the right way. I don't know what I think about all that. Um, I just, I'm open to it, but I'm also skeptical of it. So I don't think we even have to mess around with. I don't think you have to look for hidden things. I mean, the portrait itself is just, it's really scary. It's really frightening. Um, and why would they choose to to portray the King of England this way? Is it like to try to give him some? I mean, I'm only speculating here. No, this is nothing but speculation. And I don't know how much my speculation is even worth. That's for you to decide. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, and I might not, then discard what I'm trying to say. But I mean, like, the royal family have got their PR guys that work for them. Um, so I don't know. I don't think this guy. I don't think this. My hunch is that this guy, the artist, the painter, um, with the weird physiognomy, as can be seen here, um, a somewhat ill-fitting suit. Although I'm really not one to talk about the way people dress. Um, anyway, something tells me they didn't just let this guy do it on his own. Something tells me that, you know, the Royals must be paying their PR team a lot of money. It's not doing them a whole lot of good right now, is it? But, I mean, nevertheless, they're the royal family of England, of Great Britain. Um, you know, they hire, I'm sure, just the tip top, the cream of the crop, the best PR people that you could get your hands on, or at least I don't know, most expensively appointed ones, because I don't know, they're not, like I said, they don't seem to be doing the best job right now, but maybe they're doing the best job they can, given given who the subject is. So maybe they thought, maybe the PR people thought, okay, people don't take Charles seriously. They think he's like sort of a buffoon, or they don't really like him, you know. And I'm talking about the general public here. I'm not talking about the sort of people who know that he was friends with Jimmy Savile and all kinds of other things that are that are a lot that paint a much darker picture than the general public. I think the general public just doesn't like him because they think he's snobby and not just not very likable, not very charming, stuffy, you know. And maybe they also think, well, he's kind of a joke, and so maybe they wanted a portrait that would really make him look badass, and make people go, ooh, I don't want to mess with that king. That's a bloody king. That's a king who's just surrounded by red. So that's one thing that comes to mind. But of course, I think we have to also keep in mind the esoteric side of things, because I don't think anything these people do is accidental. They may be tone deaf. They may be, like I said, they may lack charm. But on the other hand, well, I'll take back, or let me just add some nuance to what I just said. I mean, it's not that everything they do is that there's a purpose behind it. Like, I'm sure when Charles walks out of his castle and I don't know, takes a couple extra steps to get down the last part of the staircase, or or scratches his ear or something like that. I mean, I'm not saying everything that they do is there's some hidden code for, but this portrait is a very, very deliberate thing. Supposedly, he'd been, if we buy the official story, supposedly the artist, again this guy, had been at work on this portrait for 3 years, and had asked Charles to stand for him 3 times, starting in 2021 when he was still Bonnie Prince Charles, before the death of his mother and his subsequent coronation last year. So that's what they say the butterfly means. Of course, there's all kinds of esoteric meaning, some of which is somewhat sinister regarding the butterfly, as regards MK Ultra and stuff like that. But they say the butterfly represents his ascension to the throne. I guess its transformation into a king. I don't know. That doesn't that seems kind of weak. But who knows? Um, but generally speaking, I am just struck at, and I don't think you can talk around it. This is a portrait that is asking for us to react to it exactly the way that we are reacting to it. So I don't think that they miscalculated. You know, I don't think this was a PR gaffe or anything like that. I think they got the portrait that they were asked to get, and the PR people probably count for something. But the king himself, he probably and and the rest of the royal family, they probably have certain desires that they wish to see met as well. And I'm guessing that they overrule their PR team. If their PR team says, no, it's not such a great, I don't think we want a blood red, I don't think we want to see a portrait of Charles in the ninth circle of hell, you know, with surrounded by the blood of human sacrifice, or anything like that, with with monstrously large hands. Um, if the PR people had said that, and Charles and and whoever's really in charge, Charles in charge, if he is in charge of our days and our nights. Um, so maybe it wasn't up to the PR people. Maybe it wasn't just the PR people got into Charles's ear and said, Your Highness, this is a portrait we think would be good for you to make. I suspect that it was Charles and whoever, you know, whatever coterie of elites that are the real power behind the throne. I suspect that they were the ones who asked for this portrait, and they got what they asked for. So they want us to see him like this. They want us to see him as a man covered in blood. Because there's no other, you can't really say that one is, oh, you've just got such a prurient mindset. No, you're thinking it too. Like, everybody thinks that. Everybody, when they see this portrait, nobody sees this portrait. I'm willing to hazard. Nobody sees this portrait and says, "Oh, that's so nice. That's so pretty." I really like. It's calculated to make us react with terror. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means, but it certainly speaks for itself. What do y'all think? Leave your comments below.